Hey there, it's Dr. Deb, and welcome to my live. It's Thursday, it's 1 o'clock, and therefore we are on. Today's talk: how can we have peace in a very sick world? And I want to start by saying that please comment in the chat if you're on now live, and if you see me later, comment in the comments so that I can answer your questions and respond. And if there are people who feel differently about things, that's fine. Let me know. All right. So let's get started. How do we make peace in a world that is sick? And I guess the first question is, let's define our terms. What do we mean by making peace? How do you make peace when there's a war going on? And my question originally, if you read the whole little thing that I wrote about it, was, what does this have to do with marriage? Because we've been talking about marriage and family therapy. It starts with yourself, but it's obviously your relationship to your family. So where are we going with this? What does it have to do with the world? And my answer is that there's no difference. How you relate to other people is going to be the exact same thing, whether they're members of your family or other members of the human race. It's all about yourself, your self energy, connecting to the other person's self energy. That's it. Now, of course, we really have to define terms, especially if you're not familiar with what I've been talking about here. What's self energy? Yourself is that special thing that keeps you alive, that connects you to the divine source of who you are and how you got here on earth in the first place. That's self. Your self energy connects you to your creator. If you don't believe in a creator and you want to say it in a different way, if you think that there's some kind of a larger universal energy that created the universe, I go with that, I guess. I don't quite know what that means, but go with that. To me, it's easier to say creator. It makes more sense to me. Your self energy, therefore, is something very special. Part of you, inside of you, hopefully running you, but your self energy most definitely is not meant to be taken over by parts. Now, what are parts? Again, if you haven't seen any of this before, you should go to my channel. You should go to @Dr. Deb Empowers on YouTube, @DRDEB Empowers on YouTube, because there you'll see a whole way of understanding people from the point of view of having a self and having parts. There are 11 videos explaining all the qualities of self that I have gleaned from reading all the material that Dr. Richard C. Schwartz, the founder of IFS, Internal Family Systems, came up with. And it's his work that basically I am putting my own words to, my own suggestions of how to apply it to, but it's all the same thing. So when you get back to where I was saying, yourself has parts, we have parts, and each part has an agenda and it's trying to help us. So for an example, an angry part is a part. A part that listens to the teacher and absorbs uncritically what the teacher says is also a part. That's a student part, right? We hopefully have also a logical part, which may take what the teacher said and try to analyze it from a point of view of logic. These are all important parts, but your self does something more. Your self takes the information from both these parts and many others, puts it all together, looks at it, and says, okay, what's the big picture here? What is it I want to do to have a part in creating peace in the world? Well, one thing I would want to do for sure is not be reactive to what other people say, because when other people have strong feelings, those strong feelings will almost surely trigger me and probably you. Those strong feelings will create within all of us that reaction that is going to stand in the way of being in self. Why will it stand in the way? Because once a person is triggered emotionally, they're no longer able to access the panorama of information inside of them. They're no longer able to access their logical parts. They're no longer able to access their compassion or the desire to connect with the other person. It's all gone. All they do is an automatic knee-jerk reaction. I'll give you an example. I got a very sad message on Christmas Day from somebody who wrote me a form letter, meaning this person has me on their email list. And I have no idea why I'm on that person's email list because I never opened their emails. I don't even know why. And I don't know why I was saving it in the first place. But anyway, on Christmas Day, this person wrote how sad it was that there was a war going on with so many people dying. And I wrote back, you're absolutely right. It is sad. What would you do about it? I said, what is the solution? The word you can be very triggering to people. You did this. You are this. What do you think? What is it you want? Depending on the tone in which that word you is encased, the word you can be very triggering. So I didn't use it. But this person wrote me back, oh, 20,000 people have already died. Is that enough for you? Whoa, that was triggering. Is that enough for you? Like, excuse me. Here I'm looking for world peace, right? Because someone felt sad, and it is sad. It is sad. This Christmas was not the kind that we would expect for those who celebrate that holiday, which he does. And all of a sudden, I'm feeling triggered. Well, if you think this, then I'm that. See? So I noticed my own triggering experience. This is super important because when you notice that you are triggered, that means that you can do something about it. And I want you to start training yourself to notice how you get triggered. So I ended up stopping a moment, breathing, and then saying to myself, what can I say that would be constructive for this person? And what can I say that would take out myself from the equation? I don't have to answer the question, have so many people died is good enough for me? No. Obviously, not one person should have to die ever in this world unless they're sick and the good Lord takes them. I can't deal with that. No one can. We do the best we can to live when we're old and sick and whatever. But other than that, we certainly shouldn't be killing each other. So what is the next step? How do we arrive at a solution? So I simply wrote the person back and I said to them, you're 100% right. It's too many people dying. But we didn't get to a solution because if one side, the side that now seems to be killing more people in numbers, stops, that's not going to stop the killing. The killing will go on from the other side because it still has. The killing has gone in both directions. What is the solution? And I didn't hear back from them, which is fine. But notice I prevented myself from reacting after I felt that trigger internally inside of myself. And that's what we have to do with our kids, our spouses, our parents, the employees working under us, the employers working for that are our masters at work, our friends, our colleagues. That's what we have to do. In order to have world peace, it starts with each of us. And it starts by each of us taming our triggers, stopping, breathing, thinking, feeling like we have a self that is not totally taken over by the angry part, the aggressive part, the insulted part, the part that wants to just get even, the part that needs to make a point. We can be rational and we can be open. What is your solution? I asked. What is the solution? See, that's the difference. And so when we're talking about world peace and it starts with us, I am on a campaign myself to get world peace. And since I believe it starts with each of us, I really would like to see more people watching my videos on my channel because that's where you're going to get world peace. That's my contention. If you don't agree with it, say so and tell me why. From self, not from an angry place, because the anger is not going to get anywhere, and you know it. So then the question you might have is, wait a minute, what are we supposed to do? I'll watch your video. Watch it and practice all the tools that I give you and share the video with other people. Let each of my videos on my channel at drdeb.com on YouTube, let each of them get watched and not 3 minutes. You know, I go and I see the average duration of a view is like 5 minutes, 4 minutes. Some are even 3 minutes. I'm like, why? Go watch the whole thing. Practice. Take your time and repeat. Watch it again and again and take notes. Take it seriously. If you want world peace, you won't get it by agitation. You won't get it by violence. For sure not. Can you see this? You won't get peace by violence. You'll get peace by being honest with yourself that you need to not react from a place of being triggered. Since I am pretty much done, I know I haven't answered questions, and I apologize for that, but I will answer them in the comments. Just comment me, because I have a little cold, and I want to end here. Take care and have a great, great day.